Have you ever wished your phone battery could last a whole week instead of a barely surviving day? Well, that future might be closer than you think, and it's all thanks to the tiniest superheroes in science, nanotechnology. Imagine fixing the world's energy problems not with giant machines, but with the particles smaller than dust. Sounds like sci fi, right? Let's zoom in, literally, and see how nanotech might just power our cleaner and greener future. Energy is the invisible lifeblood of our modern day world. From charging our phones to running entire cities, we're hungry for it. In fact, global energy demand is projected to reach 46 terawatt by 2100. That's like running 460 billion 100-watt bulbs all at once. But here's the catch, about 90% of that power still comes from fossil fuel, the very thing that's heating up our planet. Carbon dioxide levels have shot up from 280 to 370 parts per million in just 150 years. We're basically running the planet like a smartphone on low power mode, and the warning lights been flashing for decades. To avoid climate catastrophe, we need 70% reduction in emission by 2050. That's a tall order, but guess who's stepping up? Nanotechnology, the tiniest revolution with the biggest punch. Nanotech deals with materials smaller than 100 nanometers, about 1000 times thinner than a human hair. At that scale, physics starts behaving differently. It's like entering the Marvel universe of material. Everything gets newer powers. These nano-sized materials can absorb light better, move electricity faster, and store more energy in less space. That's why they're transforming solar panel, batteries, fuel cells, even wind turbines. And the beauty of it, scientists can design them atom by atom, like building with Legos, but with a molecular level. Let's start with the sun, our biggest energy source. Researchers at Kyoto University created silicon nanoparticles that double sunlight conversion efficiency. Think of it like turning a half empty solar bucket into a full one, capturing light wavelengths that were previously wasted. And then there's nanocoatings, the self cleaning kind. These prevent dust buildup, boosting solar output by up to 20%, so your solar panels can clean themselves, kind of like nature's version of auto clean mode. That means more power, less maintenance, and no more climbing up rooftops with buckets. The coolest part, flexible solar sheets. With quantum dots and graphene, solar panels are becoming thin, rollable, and bendy. Imagining charging your phone with a with solar backpack or wrapping up building in sunlight, harvesting wallpaper. That's not imagination, that's innovation. Now let's talk about storing that energy. Traditional batteries, clunky, heavy, and slow. Nanotech changes this game completely. Nanomaterials like carbon nanotubes and graphene increase the surface area of battery electrodes. More area means more room to store and move energy. Think of it as replacing a narrow straw with a wide pipe. Electrons flow faster, charging happens quicker, and energy lasts longer. The results? 5 times faster charging, 3 times more capacity, 80% lighter weight, and more than 10 years of lifespan. In other words, your electric cars could charge in minutes, drive farther, and last longer, all without the battery anxiety. Next gen lithium sulfur and solid state batteries use nanostructures for higher capacity and safety. No explosions, no overheating, just pure efficient power. Nanotech isn't just boosting batteries, it's also making hydrogen fuel cells more efficient. Tiny platinum nanoparticles act as powerful catalysts, speeding up the conversion of hydrogen into electricity. And the zinc oxide nanorods, we now split water using sunlight to produce clean hydrogen, literally turning light and water into fuel. That's the kind of science that makes you wonder if Mother Nature's getting an upgrade. Fuel cells powered by these materials produce only one byproduct, water. Imagine driving a car that cleans the air instead of polluting it. That's the future nanotech promises. Nanotech isn't just living in labs, it's already out there changing the game. Nanocomposite blades are stronger and lighter, capturing more wind while reducing stress and maintenance. Biofuel, nanotech farming helps grow clean energy crops smarter, delivering nutrients directly to cells like a GPS guide fertilizer. Energy infrastructure. Nanocoating prevents corrosion in harsh tidal and geothermal environments. extending equipment life by up to 40 to 60%. In short, nanotech is quietly rewriting the rulebook for renewable energy, making it faster, cheaper, and more durable. Of course, no revolution is without challenges. The cost of producing nanomaterials and ensuring their environmental safety is still under scrutiny. But here's the silver lining: because they're so effective in small amounts, nanotech is becoming cost competitive. And with AI driven manufacturing and smart automation, large scale production is getting easier. Governments and investors are taking notice. Mainstream adoption could happen as early as 2030. So, can nanomaterials save our planet? Well, it's giving us the tools: near zero energy loss, cleaner fuel, longer lasting devices. The renewable revolution is underway, powered by the tiniest innovations with the biggest impact. But the real question is, will we act fast enough? The technology exists, the urgency is real. The choice is ours. Let's embrace these macroscopic marvels, not just because they're cool, but because they might just hold the key to a cleaner, brighter, and long lasting future. After all, sometimes the smallest things make the biggest difference.